If you struggle with back pain and you're trying to learn how to find some stabilization, this practice is for you. This is going to be done all on the mat, so find your way down and join me there. We're going to come all the way down to the back. So back is flat on the mat. Scoot down a little bit here. A lot of times when we have discomfort in our low back, we can start to add some more support if we learn how to use our core to stabilize those spaces. And obviously, if you've had an injury or surgery, always make sure to check with your doctor before you come into these kinds of practices. We're going to start here in constructive rest. Usually tends to be a pretty comfortable position, especially if you're dealing with low back pain. It takes a lot of the pressure off. Sometimes taking legs straight feels uncomfortable for the low back. So we're going to start here with the feet on the mat, knees bent. Maybe the knees even fall in towards each other. That's completely up to you. And we're just going to start with some breath. So hands can come to the belly here. And I'd like you to try to notice if that belly can expand and soften with these first few rounds of breath. So all we're really looking to do is inhale and exhale, and trying to bring some of that breath down to those lower lungs, into that low belly space. Good. Now we're going to do that a couple more times. Great. On the next few exhales, I want you to start to engage the abdominals a little bit, like you're hugging the belly in towards center, trying to press some more of that breath out. So you can feel those abdominal muscles kind of hug together. So let's try that. Again, inhale, belly expands. Maybe you feel those hands kind of spread apart from each other a little bit. And then as you exhale, those hands kind of come back together gently, kind of knitting the fingers together. Inhale, they spread apart. Exhale, they knit back together. Good. Try that a few more times. Nice. 2 more rounds. Good. Let everything soften. Arms can come by the sides. Maybe we rock the knees a little side to side if that feels okay for the low back. Good. Let's do a little stretch in between. Knee comes into the chest. Left leg can go long. Get a nice big stretch here. And then we'll switch. Take the left knee in. Right leg goes long. Same thing here. Just a couple breaths. Great. Nice. Good. Bring both feet back to the mat. Again, we're going to bend the knees. This time we're just going to do a little bit of pelvic tilts. So maybe right now, at least just think about where your tailbone is. So if you were to press, tilt toward the tailbone, maybe that low back lifts a little bit off the mat. If you were then try to tilt the pelvis towards the low back, like you're trying to press your low back down, the tailbone lifts a little bit. So we're just going to rock front and back a little bit towards the tailbone, towards the low back. So we're just tilting this pelvis forward and back a few times. Good. This will help in the future. Just being conscious and knowing where your pelvis is, how to move it, is really, really helpful when it comes to stabilizing the low back and working on posture. Good. So now we're going to press the heels down, tilt the pelvis, start to press into the heels more. Hips might start to lift up off the mat. Arms come by the sides, a gentle little bridge shape. And then we're going to lower back down. One vertebra at a time, and let the spine come back to the mat all the way. Good. And then we'll do it again. Tilt and lift, and then lower. Good. One more time. Tilt and lift, and lower. Great. Next time, we're going to pause at the top. So press, lift those hips. Good. And pause wherever you are. Super important in stabilization of low back and support is core, hugging that core in, and also the use of your glutes. So really kick the heels down. That helps to engage the glutes and lengthen the low back. One more breath where you are. Good. Lower down nice and slow. Good. Take a little break here. Rock the knees side to side. Wonderful. We're going to try one more little exercise. And I'm going to give you kind of different levels or different options. So find the one that feels strengthening. So we're working on strengthening the core. So we want to challenge ourselves a little bit, but we don't want to aggravate any low back pain. So be really conscious of that as we move into these different shapes and find the one that works best for your body, not the ego. Okay. So first option is, again, all you're going to do is feel that tilt, front and back, okay? Then I want you to pull that low back down towards the mat a little bit, start to feel some stability in through the core, kind of that core is hugging into center. And all you're going to do is lift one leg, set it back down, and lift the other leg and set it back down. But we're going to go really slow. So lift and lower. As you lift, try not to rock the hips side to side. We want to keep that pelvis nice and sturdy, nice and strong. Slow little lifts and lower. Good. Lift so my pelvis is staying steady. Legs are the only thing that are moving. Great. Wonderful. Pause, take a breath. We're going to reset ourselves. I'll show you the next option if you want to take it. So again, same thing. Hug everything together. Feel that kind of corset of the abdominals come together, front, sides, back. Now you can keep the feet on the floor and continue on with that slow march we just did, or we're going to lift the feet. Knees are about 90 degrees over the hips, not hugging in towards the chest, but trying to stack on top. And you're going to tap one toe down and then the other. So same thing here. We're trying to keep the pelvis nice and stable. Slow movements, tapping that toe down one at a time. Good. Arms can be by the sides. You can lift them towards the ceiling. I feel like I get a little more stabilizing when I do that. Good. One more each side. Nice. Great. Take the feet down and rock it out. Soften a little bit. Good. Okay. Last thing we're going to try here. Same options as before. Feet on the mat, slow marches. Feet lifted, slow taps. Good. And then we're going to add the arms if you want. So if you're tapping the right foot down, take the left arm up and overhead. Bring it all back to center. So we're doing opposite arm and hand movement. Core pulling down, really keeping that pelvis nice and stable. We're not tilting, we're not shifting, we're trying to keep the pelvis in that neutral position. Switch it out side to side. So tap together, tap together. Nice. Slower the better. If you feel a little shaken through the core, that's great. We're working on all those tiny little stabilizers. Everything coming together. Very good. One more each side. Nice job, nice job. Last time. Good. Feet come to the mat. Arms rest by the sides. Rock it out. If it feels okay, take the knees to the chest. Take a nice rock here. Good. And we'll take a little rest. So especially, again, if low back is feeling tight, tired, aggravated, Keeping the knees bent can feel really good most of the time. Again, knees can fall in towards the knees in towards each other. And if you happen to have pillow, blanket, something nearby, you can take that underneath the thighs or underneath the knees. If you want to bring your legs a little more straight, that just kind of gives you some more support, usually takes off any pressure from the low back, and can feel really nice to rest. Good. We'll take a few breaths here, just kind of settling in for the next couple minutes. Eyes can soften. Jaw and neck and shoulders relax into the mat. Legs and arms feel heavy. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready to move, gently bend the knees if they aren't already. Rolling to one side and pressing your way up to a seated position. Thank you so much for taking time out for you and spending some time with me.